Alright, we got the best Larry Bird, best Michael Jordan story ever told. Feel free to subscribe if you like the video. Let's get it.
A Hall of Famer James Worthy, who played against both Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, said, "I'd much
Whoa.
rather play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird. Jordan made you look slow, but Bird made you look stupid. Look, I'm not here to convince you that Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan. I'll just present to you the facts and let the NBA legends who actually played against both of them tell you what they think."
People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late, great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry.
So many players I don't even know, bro.
Great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry Bird. And I say this for the reason because when Michael passed the basketball, he kind of hung on his shorts and he sit off to the side. With Larry, when he passed the basketball is when he became more dangerous. He was either setting a pick, coming off a pick, catching the ball, passing the ball. So he was the one who always had setting a pick.
So Larry was like Curry, basically. That's what he's saying. And Jordan was pretty much like LeBron. Just he was deadly, but he was not moving around like Curry. I see.
Coming off a pick, catching the ball, passing the ball. So he was the one you always had to stay attentive to the whole 24 seconds of that offensive play for the Celtics. And you know what? Oh, he's going to get an offensive rebound. He was going to do something to help his team have the best chance of scoring at that point. So I always say as him, he didn't need the basketball to affect the game.
To the untrained eye, Michael Jordan was light years better than Larry Bird simply because his scoring numbers were better. But in actuality, it was much closer than that because Bird affected the game in so many ways.
I saw Larry Bird one night in Phoenix. They were losing big time at the half. And they come out in the third quarter, and Larry did not take a shot, but dominated the game. He had 7 assists in the third quarter, and they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody. Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's
That's
a
true.
1986
But doesn't that just doesn't that just mean that Larry had a better team overall? Maybe Michael was not passing the ball because his players, his teammates were not there just as good to make those tries. You know, I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure Celtics overall, they were good at shooting the ball and stuff like that. I'm just saying, I don't know. Let's go back a little bit
7 assists
just
in
to
the
make
third
sure.
quarter, and they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody.
Yeah.
Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's a 1986 magazine on the NBA. And remember, this is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J. And in a league with all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best. Because in 1984,
Okay, hey man, you said the best all-around player. Hey, bro. You didn't say just the best. Relax. Come on, bro. I fuck with Larry, bro. But
that Larry Bird was the best. Because in 1984, 1985,
wait, does that mean the same thing? Or maybe I'm tripping. Maybe he meant the same thing.
MVP back to back to back. Larry Bird won MVP back to back to back.
Sheesh. But Michael Jordan was young though, no? Wasn't the, I don't even think he was in the NBA yet. I'm not denying it. Don't get Larry is one of my favorite player of all time. But I'm just saying, I feel like the guy is a little bit biased here.
And in the 1986 playoffs, Larry Bird finally
Back
faced
to back to
Michael
back.
Jordan head
Oh,
to head.
he was playing. He was just too young. No, not too young. He was just young. Okay.
Larry Bird finally faced Michael Jordan head to head. And in game 1, Michael dropped a spectacular 49 points. But Larry Bird had an all-around game with 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, and 3 steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By game 2, MJ had a revelation.
And this is game 2 of the best of 5 first round action, and the Celtics will try to make it.
But you know what's crazy? I'm sorry for buzzing the game so much only a 3 minute in, but it's like the whole Michael Jordan Larry remind me of Shea and Jokic, bro. He's funny because Shea does scoring all the time. He's always gonna give you 30 or something, but he's not an all around player like Jokic. And it's the same thing. Like it's funny. How can it's funny how stories just he can't stories just repeat himself sometimes.
The Celtics will try to make it 2 in a row over the Bulls.
We really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
But he sure did try. Because Jordan turned on God mode and broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
Lead in the first half of the game against the
How much
Celtics.
was that?
Jordan trying to
60?
fake Bird.
Thick and bake? Ooh! I seen this.
Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan.
I know we started Dennis Johnson out on
Man.
him, and then we went with Danny Ainge, myself, with then Bill Walton, and we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan, and that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader. Jordan
All-time leader. Who was the one doing it before? Michael Jordan himself too?
ties the game. 63 points, and you're looking at an all-time
63.
record. Michael Jordan.
But it was an incredible playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
Oh my, okay, see that's crazy. God disguised as Michael Jordan? Oh my gosh.
W.
Bro. Wait.
Bird, pick and roll.
Whoa.
I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael
Nah,
Jordan.
that's a crazy statement,
Larry
bro.
Bird left with the most important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock. Bird, pick and roll, parry. Victory for the Boston Celtics to take a 2-0 lead over Chicago.
Damn.
In the best of 5.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time in the highlights, against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird. Yes.
But
that's
if
when he got
memory
63.
serves me correct, they got
He lost.
swept. No, not lost. They got swept. Okay?
That's true.
Even though he dropped
Damn.
63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I rest my case.
Larry Bird went on to win his
Damn.
third championship that year. And the following year, when Larry faced MJ in the playoffs, it happened again.
Side. Larry Bird against Banks, rubs him around a Perry screen, drives it down the lane, and lays it in with a right hand. Michael Jordan with 30 points in this game, so he was 30 or better in all 3 playoff games. Bird's got 31 in the game and 14 in the fourth quarter. Bullseye. Boston has kept it in good
Whoa,
hands.
what the fuck? Bro, was there a tiger in the game or something? Holy fuck. Bro, nah, they used to play wild, bro. Holy, what the hell is
That's
that?
about it. Final score in Chicago Stadium. The Boston Celtics sweep the Bulls out 105
Again.
to 94. Too much Celtic talent, too much Celtic experience for a Bulls team lacking in both areas.
Damn.
Yes, Larry Bird in back-to-back years swept Michael Jordan in the playoffs. So if Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird, then what does that make Larry Bird? Now, to be fair, at that point, Michael Jordan didn't have his best teammate ever, Scottie Pippen, yet. When Scottie Pippen arrived, the battles were closer and more intense. And later in the video, I'll let you see exactly what happened when Larry Bird faced a prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Because Larry Bird did something so miraculously impressive, no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done. But after Bird swept Jordan back-to-back years in the playoffs, that very next year in 1988, Michael Jordan had statistically the best season ever, where he won the scoring title at 35 points per game, the steals title, the MVP, the
What?
Defensive Player of the Year, the All-Star Game MVP, and the dunk contest.
How does that make sense,
He
bro?
faced
That's
Larry
too much.
Bird 4 times that
Let
year.
me guess. He
And
was
this is
lost.
how it went. Game 1, tough battle. Bird wins. Game 2, MJ has a historic 50-point game to win by 10. Game 3, Larry's revenge. After that previous loss, I'm sure Larry Bird had that rematch circled on his calendar because he ended up with 33, 8, and 7 and blew MJ out by 30 points.
Damn.
Game 4, MJ
Y'all
had
go.
an impressive performance with 39 points and 8 assists, but Larry Legend had 44 points and 10 rebounds, but most importantly, a win versus Michael Jordan in his statistically best season ever. And though Michael Jordan didn't face Bird again that year in the playoffs, Jordan did face Isaiah Thomas and the Detroit Pistons. And I'll let Isaiah Thomas tell you exactly how he recalls that year and the rest of the 80s.
So Michael Jordan in the 80s, the best year that he had was he was the MVP of the league and the Defensive Player of the Year. I believe that was in 88.
Yes.
We
88.
beat them 4-1. I'm gonna say that again. 4-1. They won one
May I
game.
respond?
Stephen A. And he never beat Larry Bird. He never beat Magic and Kareem. He never won. And all I'm saying is in the 80s, what I remember in the 80s, it was Philadelphia with Dr. J,
Damn.
Magic,
Yep.
Kareem, Burt, Michael Jordan. He was a non-factor.
A non-factor. Is this your GOAT? But after Isaiah Thomas swept MJ, he did go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense for holding Larry Bird to under 20 points per game.
Oh,
But what
Rodman
many
was-
don't include in that story is that Larry Bird
Rodman
was
was on the team.
noticeably injured with painful bone spurs in both feet. So only because of injuries, for the first time in 5 seasons, Larry Bird would not make the NBA Finals. Starting the following year, Larry Bird had season-ending surgery on both feet after playing only 6 games. But sadly, it only got worse because
Damn.
that following offseason, Larry Bird broke his back and was never the same again. But even as Larry Bird's entire body betrayed him, for some reason, he always played well against Michael Jordan, almost like he had a personal vendetta against Jordan. And I think I know why. When Michael Jordan was in college, he actually played an exhibition game against Larry Bird. Jordan and a bunch of college players, while preparing for the 1984 Olympics, faced Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA stars. The goal was to toughen
They should bring
college
this
kids
back,
up
bro.
before they headed to the Olympics. So during pre-game warm-ups, when Jordan chased the loose ball to the other end of the court, Larry Bird picked the ball up. But instead of handing it to Jordan, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head to the opposite end of the court. And I guess you could say Michael Jordan took that personally.
Now look at my... Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Michael Jordan dominated that game. A young Michael Jordan actually carried a team full of college players past a prime Larry
Dunking
Bird
and
and a
bro,
bunch of NBA players.
dunking on NBA players as a
Battle.
college player is insane.
But Larry Bird won the war. I think Larry Bird took that loss personally because Jordan never really got the best of Larry Bird ever again. When Larry Bird finally returned to the court after missing basically an entire season with foot surgery and a back injury, he faced prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in a regular season game. The teams went back and forth.
Bagley against Paxson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim
Nice
Paxson
pass.
for the layup. Larry Bird has KO'd the read. Jordan
Oh, shoot.
Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the dunk. Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one. Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game. The Celtics had the ball, and the Bulls put their two best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird, because everyone knows who the ball is going to. And then this happened.
Let's see if they wind it all the way down.
Game winner?
Bird low. You can't double yet. Now you can quickly.
Oh my gosh.
Good. 3.6 seconds.
Holy
left.
shit.
Larry Bird gives the Boston Celtics a 2-point lead.
He's really remind me of Jokic, bro. He's ridiculous.
Michael came over to help out. Celtics lead with 3.6 seconds here, 102 to 100.
A game-winning shot while being double-teamed.
It's like Jokic, bro. I'm sort of guy, but it's like Jokic and Shea. Am I tripping, bro? Am I the only one that said this?
Of all time. Somehow the word clutch doesn't even begin to describe the greatness of Larry Bird when the game was on the line. But maybe a quote from NBA Hall of Fame coach, executive, and former player Pat Riley can explain. In an interview, when comparing Larry Bird and Michael Jordan's clutchness, Pat Riley said this iconic quote, "If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan. If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird." As Larry Bird was on his last legs and Michael Jordan was starting his dynasty in 1991, Larry Bird mustered up enough strength to battle MJ again in one of the last great duels between the two.
Gamble came up with the steal.
Here's Bird. Yes. He was met on a switch by Jordan, and there 69. Chicago.
Yeah, if only he didn't get injured, bro.
Eluding a triple team.
Imagine if Michael Jordan did retire like 2 times as well, bro.
Larry Bird.
This battle between two all-time greats came down to the wire. In overtime, it was a tie game with 0.4 seconds on the clock, and the Chicago Bulls had the ball.
Beard just refused to lose to Jordan, bro. He just doesn't want to lose, bro.
And here it is, Jordan with the play. Yes!
Doesn't count.
It's waved off. Will not count. Mike Mathis said no. Did not beat the clock.
Ooh, he almost had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird, on 4 straight possessions in double overtime, did this.
Jordan.
Again. God damn, bro.
They're really concerned about the minutes building up. They want to be fresh going into the playoffs until the game.
Overtime number 2. Bird. Yes. Larry Bird heating it out to go in the second overtime. Bird with the fake through the foul and hits. .45 to go in the second overtime. Bird fires. Yes.
The crowd couldn't help but chant the name of the greatest player of all time.
Shook his head and said, "This guy's too much."
And the chant of Larry. Dee Brown beat John Paxson off the pitch. And the second overtime, and that will do it.
Damn. Jordan trying to run away. He's mad as fuck, bro. I can't tell.
35-1, 32 in a wild one.
The Celtics held on to win that game, but that year, Michael Jordan won his first championship versus Magic Johnson in the finals, and his dynasty had officially begun.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, "There's a new sheriff in town."
That's funny.
There's a new sheriff in town. And Michael walks in, and he says, "There's a new sheriff in town." And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
Larry Bird retired after that next season, but not before he took the court with Michael Jordan one last time.
Yeah, those two,
Except
bro.
this time, it would be on the same team.
Oh,
in what
nice.
We would call the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
And rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind-the-back save. Here's Bird. Yes.
Sheesh. Oh my gosh.
And you just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot after the great save by Michael Jordan.
Larry, I hate that you're retiring. Thank goodness. I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face. It's a lot of sad memories to me, but I enjoyed you tremendously. I wish you a lot of luck, and I think you had a very wonderful career, even though you probably ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics. And I see you somewhere along the road, somewhere playing golf.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in his ass, did we not? I
Mm.
rest my case.
Man, shout out to Larry, bro. And Michael. Sheesh.